Welcome to my channel, English Nugget. This is an avenue where the nitty-gritty of English language is being demystified for every learner or the lover of English language. As such, every topic that has to do with any form of external examination, whether WAEC and Jamb, is being tackled adequately. As such, for today, we will be looking at a topic which is part and parcel of Jamb, which is the use of as, have, and had. Candidates will be tested on the use of as and have on one hand, and on the other hand, candidates will also be tested on the use of as, have, and had. The examiner wants to test your knowledge on how you can use as, how you can use have, and how you can use had efficiently. Moving on, the first thing I want you to know is that as and have can be used in the singular form, while had is the past tense of both as and have. If you look at the board, these are sample of questions from Jamb 2019 as well as Jamb 2021. If I had known that it was going dash in the book, Fatima realized that she dashed to post the letter when she reached home. And third, we have he must dash to Ibrahim before the incident. And lastly, we have during the surgery, the doctor realized that the patient's legs dash. As, have, and had performs two grammatical functions. One, possession function. As, have, and had shows that a particular thing belongs to a person, and it also performs the function of timekeeping. It highlights the time that a particular action takes place. If you are to know if a particular anomalous verb as, have, and had performs the function of possession, something is important. We have he has a house. If you have as, have, and had, and after each of these verbs, it is being followed by either a noun or a noun phrase, that is when as, have, and had performs possession function. Number two, it performs the function of timekeeping. That is a particular time that an event happened. What is important in this function is that an item you notice is that he has gone. For possession function, after as, have, and had, it must be followed by either a noun or a noun phrase. That is when it performs the function of possession. When it performs the function of timekeeping, it must be followed by a participle verb. A participle verb. That is when this particular verb shows timekeeping. That is the two grammatical function of both as, have, and had. As, have, and had, on the other hand, is being governed by some certain rules that a learner must be conscious of if you are to tackle any question of this form. The number one rule is that if you are to choose as, have, and had, it must be followed by a past participle verb. You notice we have go. Am I communicating? The past tense is went. The past participle is gone. Present tense, write. The past tense is wrote. The past participle is written. Am I communicating? This item here, which is the present, the past, and past participle, as, have, and had, must be followed by participle verb. Therefore, the first rule is that if there is to be a choice between verbs that follows as, have, and had, it must be past participle verb. Number two, if we have conditional sentences, like if, you will identify a conditional sentence with words like if, provided that, unless. If you come across any of this lexical item in a sentence, that sentence is a conditional sentence. As such, had is preferred to has and have. The same thing apply in reported speech. You will identify a reported speech if you have lexical item like asked, opine, among other words. That is the first thing I will demystify, and I have done that. Let's now rush to these questions. Number one, if I had known that he was going dash in the book. Here we have I should have given. B, we have I have given. C, I will have given. D, I would have given. Going by the rules that we looked at, that if a now if a has and have, if has, have and had should be used in a sentence, it should be used with past participle verb. As such, in this case, if I had known, you notice I said earlier that if we have conditional sentences like if, provided that, unless, this example is a typical example of what we call conditional sentence. If I had known, you realize we have had here and not what has and have. This sentence is a conditional sentence. As such, if there is to be a verb that will complete this particular gap, it should be a past participle verb. I should have given, I have given, I will have given, I would have given. The appropriate answer is, because we have I here, definitely we should have something like I would have given. Give, present tense. Gave, past tense. Past participle, given. As such, the appropriate answer that will fill into this gap is, if I had known that he was going, I would have given him the book. The appropriate answer here, the correct answer to fill into this gap is D. If I had known that he was going, I would have given him the book. Number two, Fatima realized that she dashed to post the letter when she reached home. This particular event that happens here is an event that has happened in the past. Fatima realized that she dashed to post the letter when she reached home. That shows that this particular event has happened. As such, we are to choose a particular verb here that will complete, that will suit this sentence grammatically. As such, we have as forgotten, had forgotten, as forgot or forget. D, as spoken. Now looking at this, Fatima realized, and we said as, have are always in the present tense. Had is the past tense of both as and have. And if a verb is to follow as, have, and had, it should be past participle verb. Therefore, the appropriate option that will suit in here is B. Fatima realized that she had forgotten to post the letter when she reached home. The first answer, the correct answer is D, while the second question, the correct answer is B. A. Question 1, the answer is D. Question 2, the correct answer is B. Question 3, he must dash to Ibrahim before the incident. He must dash to Ibrahim before the incident. We have spoken. Here we have spoke. C, we have had spoken. And the final option we have as spoken. Must here warrant that this particular option here should be followed by what? It should be followed by a plural verb. He must have. After have, the next verb should be what? Past participle. Speak, present tense. Spoke, past tense. Spoken, past participle. Therefore, he must have spoken to Ibrahim before the incident. The appropriate answer here is what? Is an A. And finally, we have during the surgery, the doctor realized that the patient's legs dash had been decayed, had long decayed, none of the options. This question here is a bit tricky in the sense that you need to interpret this sentence before you can identify the appropriate answer. During the surgery, that shows that the surgery has been concluded. During the surgery, the doctor realized that the patient's legs had been decayed, have long decayed, had long decayed, none of the above. The patient's leg had long been decayed before the surgery. Therefore, the appropriate answer to suit into this expression is had long decayed. That shows that the leg of the patient had long been decayed even before the surgery. That is what warrants that particular surgery. These are some of the questions you come across in Jamb. I'll advise you all to stick with the rule, and I believe if you can do that, the sky is your limit. I hope to meet you next time. Do have a lovely